Hello, dear students. We are today going to discuss the temple section of the novel A Passage to India, written by E.M. Foster. This is very important because this part is different from the other two, that is the mask part and the Marbar caves. Here is something different. So let us enter into it and see what is possibly different in this part, which is called as the temple. So first of all, let us talk about the context. This, as I already said, that this temple part is different from the mosque part as well as from the caves part, because in mosque part also the reconciliation, although occurs for some time, but it fails to remain permanently stable, and same is the case with the caves. That in Malabar caves the problem occurred and the relationship which was expected to be done, that was broken. The purpose of this section, therefore, is to generate some type of unity and reconciliation among the characters, but this has been done with a special backdrop of Hindu festival. The setting, therefore, is the city of Mao, where the whole festival is taking place, and because of that, it is expected that some reconciliation would come up. And definitely they come up, so that is why the novelist rather uses this temple scene as a symbol, and that is the symbol of spiritual unity without consideration of the cultural divides. That is why we see that the writer says here, God is here. It means that when the festival is going on, the creator of the whole universe, that's the Muslim God or Christian God or Hindu God, all type of divinity is available there, and that is why it is said that during this temple section reconciliation would be definitely possible. And in the same sense, if we talk of the Hindu unity, we will be seeing that all these Hindus combine hands together and they come up in order to, celebrate the birth of their Lord Krishna. And it is said that they all men are equal before God because God is for everybody, and that is why this festival is meant to lend some type of inclusivity, and that inclusivity means that every human being is the birth of every human being is the person whose God is there, and that God is the universal God, and therefore it is a possibility of having reconciliation and friendship among the people because of this whole situation. Therefore, we see that some of the characters undergo a little bit of transformation. Dr. Aziz, who was really very angry at the time when the second scene took place, and that second scene was definitely about the court case against him by Adela Quested. And so Dr. Aziz was angry because of the whole situation. We know very well that ultimately he was released from all this situation, but still it was a difficult thing. She's got some particular points about the foreigners. So the writer says India shall be a nation, no foreigners of any sort, Hindu and Muslim, and Sikhs and all shall be one. So in that way, the writer has emphasized upon the thought of Indian people that India cannot be divided, India will remain the same, and the foreigners cannot divide it. Otherwise, if the foreigners are not there, the Indian Hindus and Muslims will live in unity. So the change in the mind of Dr. Aziz is that he considered more about the unionness with his own people instead of talking about the British people or having friendship with them. So same happens with Fielding. Cyril Fielding, who is one of the major characters, he talks about the whole situation in the same way, as does Dr. Aziz. The writer says about him, even when the two friends quarreled, they were capable of having a type of friendship among them. And that is why they say, even when the two friends quarrel, they can forgive each other. So that is the you can say time, that is the mode of forgiving each other, and that has been done by this person Dr. Aziz as well as that of the Fielding, and that according to the writer is probably because of the temple where the celebration is going on, and because of that celebration the societal pressures and societal beliefs and societal cultural differences have been removed. So in this way, theme of reconciliation seems working very well in this area. in this part of the novel, that reconciliation has taken place among many people, especially Fielding and Aziz. They have reconciled, and the next generation of the people, like Stella and Ralph, who are the kids of Mrs. Moore, they also come up, and marriage takes place between Fielding and Stella. And in that way, a lot of reconciliations take place, though not among the officers, but among the people who come from England. So that is why it is said by the writer, but the earth was waiting, and it had always been waiting, and it was the fixed ground for their feet. So that is why the idea that human beings are for earth and earth is for them, and therefore on the earth no human being should be separated with hate and dislike, only love should prevail. And because of this thing, one more thing the writer wants to discuss is that there is something in the nature of India that reconciliation does not sustain long. Friendship does not sustain long. And it's because of perhaps vastness of India, very big country, number of cultures, and number of people living there. Because of that, it happens that most of the time the breakage occurs among the relations of the people. So that is why perhaps also the possibility of friendship between the Indians and other people was not possible. The example has been given that of Dr. Akbar, not Dr. Akbar or Akbar the Great, that was the king of the Muslims. He tried to reconcile the people in his era by inventing a type of religion, but he also could not remain successful for that very long time. That is why it is being said that India, by nature, was not the country where reconciliation, friendships can last long. And in the ending, we can say that this part of the novel removes the ambiguities, whatever are existing, around among the people or among the government and the people. Ambiguities are removed. Even if the colonial construct is present, that was removed. But some part of the limitations will remain so. That is why the writer says, no, not yet. And the sky said, no, not there. And similarly, we can say this part of the novel becomes very significant because of this reflection that possibility of friendship is there, but that possibility has to undergo number of issues, number of problems. And so ultimately, we can recap what we have learned through it. That temple scene, the last part of the novel by M. Foster, is the reflection of unity, spirituality, and the limits of human connection in this regard. The message of Foster is that in the temple section, cultural and spiritual unities are possible, but hindered by social divide. And ultimately, we can say that A Passage to India leaves the readers contemplating the challenges of unity and reconciliation. So this is the whole video of the day. If you like this discussion, do not fail to hit the like button and the subscribe button and comment if you like to. So that's it from my side. Hope to see you in some next video. Thank you for watching.